If you're over 50 and you've been laid off, or you feel like your job is hanging by a thread, you are not crazy. This job market is different, and it's especially different for people over 50. Today, I'm going to break down why this is happening, what's really working against you, and how you can reposition yourself without starting from scratch. Because here's the truth, you are not obsolete, but it may be time to reposition yourself. Let's just say it. The over 50 reality that nobody wants to admit. If you lose your job and you're in your 50s or 60s, it's harder to land another one. Not because you're less capable, but companies are optimizing for cost, speed, automation, and flexibility. And older workers oftentimes represent higher salaries, longer tenure, and established ways of doing things. That's the nice way of saying it. And even if you're adaptable, you're fighting this perception, and perception is what shapes the hiring decisions of these companies. So what's actually causing this? There are three main forces crushing older workers right now. And the first one is cost pressure. When companies restructure, higher salaries are reviewed first. It's math, not morality. Two, AI and automation. AI is eliminating layers of mid-management roles. And it's not just replacing entry-level workers anymore, it's streamlining the entire operation from top to bottom. No managers are not being looked at. Three, quiet age bias. Nobody's going to say that we didn't hire you because you're 58. Instead, what they're going to say is we went with someone who's a better fit. We're looking for someone who's aligned with where we're going. Translation? They're making assumptions on you about your adaptability and your longevity. Here's the deeper issue. The identity shock after 50 when you lose your job after decades with the same career or same corporation. It's not just an income loss, it's an identity loss. If you've been working at the same career for the last 30, 40 years, and you have an identity like I'm a director, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, and suddenly that disappears, if your identity is fused to that role, you don't just feel unemployed, you can feel irrelevant. And that's an emotional trap that keeps people stuck. And it's the first thing that you must separate from. You are not your last job. You are so much more than that. You are your skill set. You are your adaptability. You are your wisdom that came from those experiences. And those are all transferable. Why experience alone isn't saving you? Experience used to be an advantage, a commodity. Now it's just one variable of many. What companies want today is results, adaptability, tech fluency, clear communication, and emotional stability under pressure. Experience without adaptability feels expensive. Experience with agility feels valuable. That's the difference, and that's what's controllable. The mindset shift that changes everything. Most people over 50 approach the job market like this. I need to find another version of what I just lost, and that's the wrong frame. It no longer exists. The better question to ask yourself is, how do I reposition my experience for the market that exists right now? That might mean adjusting my title, modernizing my language, highlighting my results instead of my tenure, learning just enough tech so that I can stay relevant in today's market, and targeting different sizes of companies. You are not starting over. What you're doing is you are recalibrating, and that shift changes how you show up. Let's get into specifics with practical repositioning strategies. Modernize your resume. Remove graduation dates from it. Cut experience older than 20 years, unless absolutely necessary. Lead with measurable results. Drop outdated formatting. Don't broadcast your age. You don't want to lie, but you don't need to volunteer disadvantages either. Stop saying 30 years of experience. Replace it with, I help companies make profit doing this. I increase X by Y. Results sell, time served doesn't. Learn AI strategically. You don't need to become a tech guru, but you do need to understand how AI can leverage your abilities and improve your function. If you're in finance, automate reporting insights. In HR, optimize screenings and compliances. If you're in sales, improve your ability to find people for your funnel, having the ability to use streamlined communications with them. Position yourself as someone who works with technology, not someone who's competing against it. Target the right companies. Large corporations optimize cost. Mid-sized businesses often value maturity, steadiness, and leadership. Don't apply everywhere. Apply where your experience is an asset and not a liability. Network like a senior professional. Mass resume blasting, low probability of getting hired. Reconnect directly. Message former colleagues. Offer insights publicly on LinkedIn. Have real conversations with real people. At your level, relationships move faster than applications. Now let's talk about renewed purpose after 50. Most people over 50 don't just want another job. They want meaningful work that they can sink their teeth into. You've seen corporate loyalty disappear. You've seen restructures. You've seen instability in the market. So instead of asking yourself, how do I survive? Ask yourself this: what role do I want to play in the next decade of my life? That might look like consulting. It could look like mentorship. It could be teaching. It could be a hybrid employment with side income, or it could be leadership in a smaller company. This is not a decline phase. This is a redesign phase. And if you approach it that way, you will walk into your interview completely differently. You will be calmer, clearer, and more grounded. Final truth: if you're over 50 and unemployed, yes, it's harder, but harder doesn't mean finished. You are not outdated. You are experienced in a rapidly changing environment. And the workers who win aren't the youngest. They're the most adaptable, the most emotionally steady, and the most strategic. If this helped you, please subscribe or check out the resources below.